Alright, YouTube, little app check. They coming in, they not all the way there. But yeah, before we get into this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm an actual natural, not a bodybuilder because I don't compete, not a powerlifter because I don't compete, but I'm at the gym right now. I just got done working out, so you see the lights behind me. I wish I had lights and stuff like this in my house, in a parking lot, in a parking spot. But before we do this, what am I talking about? How could you tell a natural from somebody who's enhanced with PEDs? A lot of times you can't. Now, some people have way better genetics than others. I've been working out for over a decade. There's been ups, there's been downs, there's been ins, there's been outs. My workout career has been flipped around many a times. Right now, I'm starting over my squat. I just got done starting over my bench press. Before that, I started over my deadlift, right, from scratch, finding my footing, position of power. You know what I'm saying? And I just made a video that I gotta edit, and I'm posting that after this one. So by the time you see this one, that one might be already up. It's day 10 of my squat everyday series. Shout out to Ivan Djuric. I don't know how to say his last name actually, but he's on like day 2003 or something like that. So what I'm saying is I just got done working out. Somebody pulling up and they're about to, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good, man. It's all good. I gotta talk about this. We talk about the Hussein Farhat, the Greg Doucette, and the anabolic stick situation, right? So, dude gained 60 pounds of muscle, to my understanding, in 3 years while getting leaner. Greg claims that's 1 in a million genetics. Everybody else says it's impossible. Is it possible? Maybe, maybe not. But my understanding, if somebody has great genetics, then their starting point should look way better than that person's starting point. Even before training, they should already naturally have something if their genetics was that great. You see what I'm saying? So if dude's genetics was that great, he would have already looked a quarter way like that, at least a quarter way like that. But he didn't. He didn't look nowhere near that. His before and after transformation, that's what made it pop so much. And I get it. We all in this thing for some kind of game. Whether it's financial game or whether it's just the fame, whether it's just the hype or all of the above or whatever, or just fun for it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Greg said dude wasn't natural. There was no way this and that and the third. Dude had one, I think to my knowledge, one blood test, allegedly for educational purposes only, in case I get it wrong. And Greg usually, if somebody has one thing, he said, oh no, you can't go off just one test, right? And like, dude competed in a natural bodybuilding competition where nobody was tested. And the dude that won, I think the dude won, I don't remember. But he said it, nobody was tested, not even the winner. So how is this a natural bodybuilding competition where nobody's tested? So anybody can willy-nilly join that. Michael Hearn can join it, anybody can join it and win. And by the way, Greg sounded like Michael Hearn, his worst nemesis. He sounded like him. All the things that he's using for excuses for Hussein Farhat, he's using those same excuses or similar. You know what I'm saying? So it's a night and day difference between a natural transformation and a non-natural transformation. And yeah, I get it. Some people are hyper responders, right? Some people with great genetics, they start lifting, they just start blowing up, right? But they don't start from that. And also, hyper responder is usually somebody who, okay, they hyper respond to PEDs. How could you gain more muscle than IFBB pros, bodybuilders, even people who admit to be on stuff? And why is this important? Right? A lot of people looking at me, why is this important, Repentine? You ain't even in that lane. You got your own lane. Keep doing your own thing. I get it. And yes, I'm keep doing my own thing. But I don't like people being misled. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying they actually are, but I think they are. It seems obvious that they are. Common sense to tell you that they are. I have no proof that they are, and I ain't even come up with this. This ain't even me. This is me letting it be further known that you gotta watch out for the wolves. All right? In any business, every business is in business to make money. From fitness, from fast food, from your shoes on your feet, from the shoestrings in the shoes on your feet. Those are all probably different businesses. All right? And there is no business, from the house you renting, the car you bought. They didn't do that to give you a place to live and give you transportation. They did that so they can make money. People are telling you a fitness advice so they can make money. Right? So when greed comes in, everything else goes out the door. Some people might have great advice. That don't mean they won't snake you when it's time to. How many times have you been, well, I ain't gonna speak on you because I don't want to stir up anything. I don't even know you, so I don't know how you react to things. But me personally, I've been messed over by some of the closest people to me throughout the years of my life. And they probably didn't start off like that. They just seen an opportunity to do something. The temptation was there, and they did it. Everybody do something, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect, you know what I'm saying? And there's always opportunity to come clean. All right? So, you know, I'm not saying they are, but if I was in them shoes, I think you never know until you somebody else's shoes, and you know, and cross the bridge when you come to it. Who knows? I don't know. End of the day, if I'm making millions of dollars, would I come clean? That's a good question. I really don't know. So should they? I don't know. If they are, I really don't know. I think they should. But the average person, would you? You know what I'm saying? You getting all this bread. If you a movie star, you playing in some movie, and you know what I'm saying, you get interviewed on how you built your physique. Are you gonna tell people that you did it through those means? You know what I'm saying? If it can make you lose sponsors, or if it can make you lose fans, if it can make you lose money, you know what I'm saying? If it can make you lose views on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Are you gonna tell the truth when you got the perfect opportunity to just keep pulling the wool over people's eyes, sheep's clothing? You know, the average person, I don't think so. You know, there's been times where I've been tempted to do things in life, and I didn't do it. And there's been times I've been tempted to do those same things. Like I said, I ain't perfect. I did it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing really crazy, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But there's things that I done that I felt like wasn't right back in years ago. You know what I'm saying? We all have. You know, throw the first one that ain't sin, throw the first stone. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing that concerns me is I'm part of the fitness community, all right? And I feel like people, they look up to us, they learn from us, they look up whatever they look up, how to get big arms, how to build this, how to do that, how to lose fat, how to lose weight. You know what I'm saying? And they're really trying to learn. And for somebody to take advantage of them and give them false hope, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, okay, you might say false hope can be good. It gives you something to strive for, you know what I'm saying? But everybody ain't the same. Somebody get that false hope, and then they do exactly everything that dudes say to do, and then they don't get the results. They might hop on some stuff themselves, or they might give up, or they might get, I mean, who knows? You know what I'm saying? You fill in the blank, anything, right? So I just try to keep it real. I try to tell you what's this and what's that. Take it slow, take your time. You know, if you haven't been lifting, if you never lifted, your first thing to do is to learn proper form. I'm starting over my squat. Why am I starting over my squat? Because I wasn't squatting. My squat was non-existent. I got very rusty on the squat. So I started over. And I had to find my form the way it used to be before I started going crazy and going really heavy and pushing it to the limits. Because if I just start off doing that, I'm going to most likely get injured. I know plenty of people that done that. I've done it myself and had slight sprains and pains. They come with the game, but it is what it is. I live and I learn. Same thing I just did with the bench press. I weigh 160 something pounds, and I could probably bench press 300 pounds right now. I did 365 a long time ago when I was a lot heavier. And yes, your body weight goes up and down, your weight goes up and down that you can lift. Experience. You gotta stick to it. You can't just. A lot of people think that you get to a certain level of lifting and then you just stay there no matter what. You did 365, you should be able to do it now. Dog, that's. I don't know if I could. I weigh a lot less. Mass moves mass, and yes, a lot of that weight was body fat. I lost a lot of body fat to get leaner. I wanted to be lean and healthy, and I also did it for cosmetic reasons. I want to be shredded, look good, whatever. Being super duper shredded can be not healthy, so that's why I won't stay single digit body fat year round. You know what I'm saying? I probably stay around 12, 13 if I wanted to just stay in striking range. You know what I'm saying? 15 at the most. That way I could just easily come back down to 10 and stay there for a minute and go below her if I want to. You know what I'm saying? But same thing I just did with the bench press. I had stopped barbell bench pressing for a long time. I was doing dumbbells, so the strength was still there. But the form, the technique, and the way I did it, the way I approached the bar, all of that, before you even lay on the bench or squat, deadlift, whatever, what you do before you even touch the bar is probably 90% of it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to get that routine back, and you got to get used to it. You have to have a healthy respect. I was gonna say fear, but you could call it that, but you got to have a healthy respect for the weight, or you're begging for an injury. You're pleading, please injure me if you do otherwise, right? Same thing I did with the deadlift, right? When I started my deadlift back, was it 2 years? I don't remember the time frames, right? So I was barely doing 315. Not that I couldn't do more, I couldn't do more comfortably. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you got to come out of your comfort zone. You got to push this, but there's a time and a place for that. If you're just starting back, or if you're just starting, then you're not at the time or the place for that. Yes, you're in the gym, is the place for it, whatever. But you're not personally, where you're at is not where it needs to be to push the heaviest weight. Getting stronger with bad form is terrible. It's like a car crash. If I took a car and, God forbid, crashed into a big tree at 2 miles an hour, am I even gonna get injured? Possibly, maybe. But if I did that same crash, same tree at 100 miles an hour, I won't be probably here to tell you the story. See what I'm saying? It's a big difference. So if I'm deadlifting with 135 doing it wrong, compared to if I'm deadlifting with 600 pounds doing it wrong, which one you think will injure me the most? Same thing on a bench press, same thing on a squat, same thing on all the lifts, right? And as a natural, I really had to pay attention to my numbers. I got to pay attention to the science. I got to plan, plot, whatever. I ain't saying that people that's not natural don't got to do that, but I've seen plenty of people just and then just go in there and just go crazy. That stuff worked. But at the end of the day, it ain't worth it. Bird in that tree, scary. Y'all ain't see that. But yeah, man, that's all I got to say, man. Hey, man, keeping it real. Hussein, Farhat. If you are natty, salute to you. That's crazy. Some crazy stuff. 1 in a million. 1 in a million genetics. I don't think so. But it ain't up to me. If you're watching this long, always use your own judgment. Don't just believe anything you see, even if it's coming from me. And with that said, but comment, like, subscribe, share. Pay attention. Step back, look at the bigger picture. Use your own intuition in this game. Peace. Watch these 2 videos right here. I gotta go home.